Hi, let's talk about BioCryst Pharmaceuticals. It's a biotechnology company that discovers oral and small molecule medicines. Full information not considers investment advice. The market cap is quite big, over 2 billion. They have pretty much, here's the drug pipeline. They have oral and dio approved last year December. There's a few more approved drugs that they have back in 2014, 2017, and there's upcoming hugely new drugs. And latest news shows that yesterday they presented an upcoming investors conference. The good news is that the company is trading well below the site's estimated fair valuation. Revenue is forecasted to grow over 40%, but as every investor would try to remember those risks that actually company has and will, and no matter what there's no risk-free companies in the market. Negative shareholder equity, currently unprofitable, not forecasted to become profitable in the next 3 years. Volatile share price, as usually I research only highly volatile share price with pretty much high returns, but there's also risk. Significant insider selling over the past 3 months, and also one risk, have shareholder been diluted in the past year. Last share price went pretty highly up, and they had all the time some of the product updates all the time every month, which is pretty good. 1 year return 202%, beats the industry, beats the market. But as usually we try to remember, long-term price volatility considers highest. So if your risk-taking abilities not allows you to take huge risks, so it's pretty much better to have some, for example, ETF or so for the sector, for example, biotechnology sector, that includes mostly every company from the biotechnology sector. Valuation side, so as I said, undervaluated, 86%. Fair valuation should be, based on simple Wall Street, 97, and tip ranks shows that there's not so much upside, showing 13%, $16 per share. And also the market watch has pretty similar numbers, 16.60. In good scenarios it could reach $20 per share. So both sides showing that there's upside. Earnings and revenue growth is forecasted to go up, and earnings per share as well. They might become profitable in the end of 2024. That is good to remember. Past performance, annual earning growth decreased by 25%. So as you can see, the earnings, the dynamic of the earnings is to decline. They do have revenue, which is also volatile. So they sell about 50 million, 30 million, and 70 million. But this is not actually the good news for the investors. The earnings are pretty badly down. I think that is for some of the research and new product investments and so on make this drop. Currently this stock is unprofitable, company is unprofitable. Financial health side, we see here, this is actually a very serious situation. Negative shareholder equity, and we see here the reason of the depth. And do they have cash? Yes. So this is actually not that bad as I expected. They do have cash, 240 million, almost covering the depth. But this is actually very serious that they did get down from the zero line. And liabilities plus equities, whole red. This actually balance sheet. This is not good for the company. and for the investors also. So try to remember the risks that every investor are carrying, and yeah, there's not so significant seller as they mentioned, so less than 90,000. So it's quite a sum, but usually if they're selling, there's institutions selling, many individuals and so on. But yeah, and last year there was one buyer of 220,000 shares. Ownership breakdown, mostly institutions 52%, general public 39, hedge funds 7, and individual insiders less than 1%. Top shareholders, there's on both sides actually. Vanguard Group has decreasing, last reporting holding date 31st of March, and BlackRock as well. And if we see here, so 31st of March, yeah, it's still this day, $10 per share. Actually, if they sold on this date, and yeah, so there's actually some of the institutions have been adding and some of them decreasing. Invesco Capital added hugely, 330%, and yeah, so NVVE shows that it's long-term upside, which mean that if you see this line, so it's going to upper line, then goes down to this downer line, and if it continues, the stock price should be currently be at somewhere around $12 per share. If it opens up this line, $15, I think it could go possibly up to even those numbers that are forecasted. So this is one of the things that you could keep in mind, and there's also, I think there's a support level at around $9 per share, and also the volumes are getting high by this day compared to previous days. Simple Safe dividend shows, yeah, so here's the dynamic of shares outstanding. It's keep increasing. Total sales are pretty volatile, but compared to last year, it's grown almost doubled. And if we open the timeline for max, you see here that it's pretty volatile, and is going up once again. Investing.com summary the stock for long-term investors as a strong buy, by moving average as a buy. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and see you in the future one.